Hey guys, it's Woody here over at USA Made Blade, and just coming to you from the shop tonight to talk to you. Man, we've had just an unbelievable week. It has been just the week of all sorts of new cool stuff coming in, and that leads us to this video that we're doing about the new ZT0462. So these just came in today, and I got to tell you, it wasn't a fan of this style or this design when it first came out on the 460, but after flipping it and messing with it, it is just a gorgeous piece. Absolutely stunning knife. And this is a big damn knife as far as overall length. So let's jump into it here and just let's start. This is new out of the box. Just opened it up. Got the box sitting right here behind me, and literally just got it out, but flips great. Exactly what you expect from ZT. Good detent, good action, early lockup, but still very, very solid. And then we get some just gorgeous carbon fiber. I don't know how well that's showing up. Probably should move some of these lights up a little bit. And let's see. I mean, everything you expect from zero tolerance. So let's go over some of the specs on this really quick. So overall length is 8.9 inches. So like I said, pretty long, pretty big knife. And then 3.7 inch blade, 0.156 inch thick steel, and 3.7 ounces. And I do believe, I didn't check, these are CPM 20 CV steel. So, but you heard that right on that last part, 3.7 ounces. So let's start. We're going to do some comparisons. And just to get started with that, I've got the 452 CF sitting out here. So as you can tell, pretty much same overall length. But to give you guys an idea on that weight, when I said 3.7 ounces, the 452 CF weighs 4.6 ounces. So we're almost an ounce lighter on this 460. Or 462. So that was a comparison. We're going to explain that and show all that here in a few minutes. But let's put it up next to the 460. As you can see, it's much bigger brother. And then we're going to run through comparisons here pretty quick. How about a 456? One of my favorites. Definitely a lot stubbier and smaller. And let's throw in a 452. And then I was going to throw in a full-size Spyderco military, but turns out we're out of stock on them. So here's a paramilitary 2. I always like to show those. Very popular model. And also I always like to show a Benchmade and a Griptilian. A lot of people either own those or have owned them throughout the years. So you can see much longer knife than most of these out there. And then we're big Southern Grind fans here. So throw in the Southern Grind Bad Monkey. Pretty much same overall length. Bad Monkey's definitely a little bigger in the handle and the blade length or blade width. And then throw in, I almost forgot, a ZT0562. This is a Hinder design. So this is a ZT562 CF. And guys, that's about all. Yeah, I got one sitting here. We'll throw in the new Hinder Gen 5. So Hinder XM18 3.5. That was the 3.5, not the 24. I didn't get a fatty out. That would have been a good one to have in here. And for giggles, I'll throw in my my Koenig Aries. So hopefully that gives you some idea on the size of this knife and everything else. I'm going to move all these knives back out of the way of my tray. And what we're going to do next, let's talk about what's behind or between the scales on this puppy. So let's take it apart. And sorry, I might hit the camera pole a few times. I think I've got all the pieces I need over here. Guys, I've only taken one other one of these apart, and that was very quickly today to anodize it for a customer. So I will state again, if you are not used to taking apart knives, please use precaution, protect your hands, protect the blade. So hopefully I will not be showing you guys what to do when you get cut taking a knife apart. I like to start loosening the pivot but not take it all the way out. And we're just going to check all our screws, make sure each one's coming undone okay. Let's go ahead and get the clip all the way off. And don't fear, I'm taking this apart, and this will be one of our newer anodized models. There's your clip. Notice something a little different. So on the 460, the two screws on your backspacer here go all the way through, and different on the 462. Your screw does not match up with your pocket clip, so it is different. It's definitely a more overbuilt screw. So you've got this one holding in your backspacer, and then you've got the bigger one, which is a T8 or Torx 8. And this, if I remember correctly, does just, well, it fell out when I did it earlier. Doesn't want to do it now. But, sorry guys, kind of hard to see around the camera. I think you'll be interested in everything that's kind of new behind the scales here, which is why we're doing, or adding this in, or including this in this video, because I was quite surprised. So let's get everything off, taken apart. So you'll notice your standard, you got your washer that goes in on your presentation side to protect your carbon fiber from your bearings, and then you got your standard bearings, caged bearings that ZT uses on a lot of their knives. And then we're going to flip it over, and wow, that's something different. I probably should have a 452 taken apart, but I don't. But look at all that milled out, what we call a lightning pocket. So lightens the weight, very milled out. So that is where your ounce of difference comes, as the 452 CF is not milled out and the 462 is. So pretty big change. Now let's talk about something else that's a pretty big change. So you're going to notice I put my washer back into my carbon fiber side, but you may not have noticed this little guy that fell out over here. So a lot of people have wanted it. I was kind of surprised because ZT had said it doesn't much matter, and I haven't seen any damage from bearings. But there you go, guys. That is a washer on your titanium side. So that's going to keep your bearings from having any pressure or putting any damage into that titanium. So surprise, surprise. So enough people have said they wanted it, so ZT went and did it. So congratulations on that. Something else that's different. So let's go ahead and take this steel lock bar insert off. And I've shown you guys in the past how hard these can be to get off. So this one, if it's like the other one I took apart, that screw did not want to come out, is gonna fall right out, and it did. Now, I've seen ZT do this multiple different ways, but this is the newest thing from them. If you look over here, still connected to your titanium, and above it in a much thicker piece surrounded by a lot more of the tie scale, that is your detent ball. And look at that. So completely separated from this. And we've seen it in the before with ZT and a lot of other makers where it's sitting on that post where the detent ball goes through. But no, they have moved it, and it is now completely separate. I don't know if people were damaging them somehow. We've never had an issue with it. So I'm not really sure what drove this to happen. But to me, it's kind of cool. And it definitely makes this piece come off a lot easier. I think some people were maybe prying this piece off and it was doing some damage, or who knows. But anyway, it's cool. I like the way it's done. I just think it adds. It's one more thing that they've added and found to do to their knives. Maybe somebody else has been doing it earlier, but also check that out. Zero tolerance logo. Everybody talks about their knives were too logoed up. Well, there you go. You're not getting much ZT logo except on this one, except on the pocket clip. So another thing that ZT obviously wanted to address, and then of course they always put all their information on the blade as far as model number, KAI, USA, Sinkovich design, and then the serial number and the steel. But on this side, we're pretty much sterile, guys. We are sterile. So a lot of things that I've heard people say that they'd like to see ZT do, and about every single one of them that I've heard somebody say, they've done it on this knife. So really impressed. I think ZT's listening to customers out there and listening to what people want to get, and I think they knocked it out of the park. So here it is. It's disassembled. I'm not going to make you guys listen to me run my mouth while I put it back together, but plus I got to anodize it. But it's the ZT0462. These are in stock currently at USA Made Blade. We'll try and always keep them in stock. So I hope you'll go over there and check them out. Once again, that's usamadeblade.com. And as always, guys, thanks for watching.